So Wednesdays, I actually spend my day doing interviews. And so today I shared kind of my process when it comes to actually doing interviews. I've been super consistent with interviews now for about, I don't know, maybe about 6 or 7 months, doing them weekly consistently. And I think with doing weekly consistent interviews helps me, for one, to have an idea of what candidates are out in the marketplace. I think that's very important. Even if for whatever reason I might not be looking for someone right then and there, but it provides me an opportunity to, for one, to know what's in the marketplace when it comes to hiring new employees, as well as just, kind of getting an idea of what's going on with the market of our, I don't want to call them competition, because I feel like when it comes to competition, I don't really like, we've built a lot of companies within our industry, that we work side by side with, because we don't see each other as competition. But because I'm doing weekly interviews, for one, I'm seeing what candidates are out there. For another, when a agency calls me on that they can help me find applicants, I am seeing that I am meeting with the people that they're trying to send me. So I'm not having to pay a company to get these applicants, which is something that I'm seeing. There's a lot of times they're like, oh, I can find these applicants for you. And I'm just seeing that I'm already meeting with the applicants that they're trying to send me. So what's the point? So I'm seeing what's out there in the marketplace. I always have a candidate pool to pick from when we need somebody. Maybe I do interviews weekly, and for whatever reason, I don't need someone for another 3 weeks. But when I finally need someone, like today I did 7 interviews. I've been talking to people for about 7, all day. But it just provides me the opportunity to know what's out there. Always having a strong pool of candidates that we can pull from, which I think is super important. I just wanted to just share with you some tips that I've learned from doing interviews for about 6 or 7 months, being consistent every week. But I've been doing interviews now for probably about 3 years. And I've had a lot of growing pains I've had to gone through, just learning different strategies, learning how to make the simple process simpler, because it's very important as you're doing interviews that you're keeping the system as simple as possible. I've also learned that too is, getting candidates to actually start. If I see a candidate that I'm actually interested in, if the process of onboarding is too difficult, no one's going to start. What I was seeing a couple months ago is I was all this time in hiring candidates, a lot of time. But the problem was my system of bringing them on was too much. And now that I've made this process of hiring employees a lot simpler, people are actually my ratio of people that hop on interviews and stuff like that. Today I think I had about 9 interviews scheduled. Out of those 9, I think 7 showed. That's a great ratio. I really believe that's a great ratio. But the reason why that so many people actually showed, and that so many people actually showed interest, was I'm following a system, and then the system it works. So I think if you're going to start hiring employees, or maybe you're already hiring employees, the most important thing is that you're being consistent, and that you're following a system, you're keeping with that system, and making it simple as possible. I've been doing it now for about 3 years, and I really think that I've became a pretty good recruiter. I would pat myself on the back, but I still have some things to learn. But that's why I am very I like connecting with other entrepreneurs, because I don't know everything, but I'm learning, and I enjoy learning, and I love entrepreneurship, and I love talking about entrepreneurship, and I love connecting with other entrepreneurs, especially women. I always love connecting with women. That is why I do have a women's mastermind group, because I love helping other women. Now, we've been running a construction business now for about 8 years. I've also done other things as well, travel agent, tax preparer, stuff like that. But one of my favorite type of people to hang out with is other women entrepreneurs. But I just think it's super important that, that your circle of people are people that actually are kind of have somewhat of the same goals as you, because when you're not having the same goals, or, the type of people that you're currently hanging out with, when you're not it's hard to have a conversation with people that might not understand where you're coming from. My favorite conversations are they talking about entrepreneurship, on how to help other people. It's hard being an entrepreneur. I love it to death, but it's hard. And because it's hard, it's really important that you choose your friends wisely. And so that is one reason why I enjoy providing tips, and I could probably talk about this all day. And if you guys want to connect, let's connect. My name is Shaytoya Marie. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.